Everyone along the way, this is a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet. That life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special day we do have. It is a wonderful Wednesday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning is Bradley Gilbert. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Wednesday,
yeah.
It's Education Wednesday. And we have the One for All for One, the Musketeers. We have Taylor Drury. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning.
And Scott Newcomb.
Good morning,
Y'all
Becky.
famous, and so glad to get you in here, Scott. And
Appreciate
good to
being
see you.
here.
Yeah. Had a good summer?
Yeah, busy, but it was good.
Yeah,
got
busy
some
is
traveling in and got to see the grandkids.
Oh, I
and,
love that.
yeah, we'll spend a lot of time in school, but it was good.
No doubt. All right, Bradley, let's thank our sponsors.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossings, is your uploaded celebrity home loan. Dr. Black Side Associates, Dr. Mickey, Dr. Really Love.
Yay. And I want to remind everybody, tonight, back by popular demand, will be our Coaches Corner.
Yeah.
And our 3 county coaches will be calling in and excited because football season is going full throttle.
Yeah.
Exciting for sure. So tune in at 7 o'clock tonight, and it'll start off with Jeremy Lowry, and then we'll go to Luke Dean, and then we'll end up with Blair Thompson. And they just working with those guys are just like fantastic, and they're busy. They have practices going on, but they still will communicate back and forth. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They're really good. So it's going to be, and of course they'll be talking about their teams and things to look for. It's always good to get the inside, what the coach is thinking. I always want to know. I always want to know before the game and after the game. And usually coaches don't really usually want to, you sticking a microphone in their face right before or after.
Yeah.
And I always, wondering minds want to know, right? All right, let's see what today is. We're moving right along here in the month of August. It's the 17th day, Baby Boomers Recognition Day. Okay. Balloon Airmail Day. All right. Congressional Startup Day. Ooh, National Number 2 Pencil Day. So you guys are school. Do we still make sure we have a number 2 pencil? Is that important?
Yeah, that's on the list.
Yeah, I guess. Not my department anymore. So,
Yeah. Bradley, what about, has Walmart got plenty number 2 pencils?
Oh, yes.
Gotta have the number 2
Gotta have
pencil.
number 2.
Yeah. I wonder, we need to do a research why it's not number 1 pencil, why it's the number 2.
That is a good question.
National Black Cat Appreciation Day. All right. National I Love My Feet Day. The national meaning of is day is
What it is.
is National Nonprofit Day. Hats off to all of our nonprofits. National Thrift Shop Day. National Vanilla Custard Day. Scott, you like vanilla?
There you go.
Yeah, I seen him raise up his eye.
sounds like a day.
That woke him up.
Yep.
Did somebody say vanilla custard? What about you, Caleb?
Yeah, big custard gal.
You do that too. Yeah, right. Yeah, me too. So get out and enjoy for sure. All right, let's jump in here real quick. Want to remind everybody, Walmart, you've got toys on sale.
We got toy clearance coming on, and
Lawn and garden.
lawn and garden. We've got all kinds of great stuff. We got grills still. They are still trickling in, but we're doing everything we can to get rid of them. But the toys especially are just going crazy. We've already got Halloween candy out.
Yeah.
We've got fall stuff out, so it's a good time to move on to the next season, but save a lot of money doing that too. But the toys are great. I mean, we talk all the time. It's like you've got, 1 or 2 kids or grandkids or 7 or 8. You just do it a little bit at a time, and it makes it a lot better. Things like that. So,
Not so much all at once. That's
yeah.
all right.
We had some candles for $1.50. Some good stuff going on.
I love that.
So,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, every day you got some different stuff. Got to make room for the new stuff.
That's exactly right. We love that. That's why we love that for
We
sure.
still have school supplies going strong and fast.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. All right, well, Scott, let's jump in and talk about, first of all, we were talking about the summer, and you were talking about, trying to get a vacation in and getting some, some family time, which is so important. But also, I've learned, like, with an athletic director, you actually have, I feel like I'm looking through, we're looking through the sticks here. Anyway, I feel like, you really, though, you're scheduling all of these games and all of this, that's a lot of being very organized, isn't it?
Well, you have to do it ahead of time. We're always a year, 2 years, 3 years ahead.
That's crazy.
As far as hiring officials, as far as, of course, scheduling games and making adjustments to the schedule after the year. Once, football's over, which, we pretty much have the same schedule there, but say girls basketball next year after Taylor takes over, she may want to change her schedule, so we'll do that after the season right away and see what contracts are up and then move from there. So it's always an adjustment, and it's always working ahead. With officials, it's getting harder and harder to find officials, so you try to get them as early as you can. So you're 3-4 years out a lot of times on officials.
Oh, wow.
Just to make sure you have them. So especially football, because everybody plays on Friday nights, so
right.
There's only a limited amount. So you want to make sure you have some for your games. So.
But that's quite a commitment. To say, to go ahead and commit to, I
Right.
get you're in because you're going to need officials.
Right.
And I know that there's been games where, like during COVID or whatever, remember, it was really difficult. I think there were some schools that had to.
Last year there were several games that had to be canceled, baseball and softball, just because of lack of officials, or several were played with one official, one umpire, and so it's difficult, and so you're constantly looking for officials, and of course, with their real jobs, they cancel from time to time.
Sure.
It seems like a few times a year you get somebody that, hey, my job, I'm going out of town, I can't work now, and so then you're scrambling around trying to find somebody, and it makes it difficult from that standpoint. But just keep plugging away and keep trying and keep working at it.
Well, can we do a side note real quick? So anybody looking for like a little bit of a side job or a side hustle or something, this might be something to go into, the black and white.
Really, we need officials, and we start an officials class that I'm actually missing right now. First hour I'm teaching it, but
that's cool.
So we have 4 seniors that are taking it, and so when they're done, at the end of the year they'll be able to get licensed in 4 sports. So and a lot of schools in the state are doing that now. And then, but if anybody wants to, they can go to ihsa.org and go under the officials tab and kind of follow those guidelines, and they can get the paperwork and apply and get the books, and take the test, and become a licensed official. So we definitely need them. You try to remind the parents and the fans that we're low on officials. So if you're up there screaming at them in the stands, like, why don't you come take the test and become one of them? But
I love that. That's great.
It's hard, and the officials are getting older, and as they get older, they don't want to work as much. But with less officials, they're having to work. Sometimes they're working every night, and so it's not something they want to do, but it's something that's like, well, if the games go on, we have to be here to help. So we're definitely looking for younger and new officials to get involved and work their way up to.
So you're trying to get Brad and I to recruit. We said that younger, right?
Yeah, well, it's not too late. You guys want to be officials?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll help. I'll help you recruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's
that.
awesome. I think
absolutely.
I think there's people that possibly would be interested but just don't know where to start.
Right.
That's not something that a lot of times that they advertise for. We don't, I personally, if you walk up to me and you said, I want to become an official, I wouldn't know where to start.
They could contact any of our athletic directors, and we could help them get headed in the right direction. and
It's
you know,
a good job. It's,
and it,
you know,
it's, and you make some money at
Yeah.
it. You know, I mean, of course you're going to get yelled at from time to time, but that's, you know, I mean, you got to have some thick skin and not listen to everybody in the crowd and all that. But you know, it's, you know, you're getting $75, $80 a game,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so you know, when you look at it that way, it's decent money. But
well, and you're working out. I mean, you get
right.
a little bit of a workout too, so you're really going
Yeah.
like to the gym.
and if you, and, you know, the ones that played the sport that kind of understand how it's supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
those are the ones we need. And you know, and you're giving back to the sport, you're giving back to the kids,
Absolutely.
and at the same time, like you said, you're getting some exercise and making some money. So,
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, it beat you beat the game anyway, so
Right.
why not?
Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity, I'll get off this. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
this is you just opened up a whole new a whole new world. Okay, so what is like the hardest probably game? Okay, because we're talking any game. Which one of the hardest games to have to be an official of? Like, what do you think the most?
I would say probably basketball,
I wonder.
just because the amount of running
The fast pace.
and the fast pace and the calls you have to make in just a split second, you know. And of course, the athletes are getting better and quicker, and so it's even faster paced.
Yeah.
So I would say probably basketball. You know, football, there's 5 guys out there. They all have their area that they're kind of watching.
Right.
And basketball, they're supposed to also watch areas.
Sure.
And in a varsity game, there's 3.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, baseball calling balls and strikes, or softball calling balls and strikes, that seems like that'd be difficult to do as well.
True.
But you know, you have to have them for cross country, you have to have them for track. There's not a whole lot of running or anything with that. Obviously, you're you know, you've got to get them lined up, and you've got to, you know, get them started. But yeah, so there's you know, officials for pretty much every sport. So I would think wrestling would be hard as well.
Yeah, now that you're pointing all
you
this
know,
out, that would
yeah.
be all of this has been
Yeah,
would be
so,
difficult to do.
you know, you watch a wrestling match and you see them, and all of a sudden the referees are diving on the floor. You know, they're laying
Yeah,
down there and
sure.
looking and stuff. It's like they got to be in pretty decent shape too. So yeah, so each one has its challenges, but you know, if you're used to that sport and you've been a part of that sport, you kind of understand it.
Yeah, love that. Well, I hope maybe we can recruit some right now.
I hope so. Yeah, yeah.
Call Scott Newcomb.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, that's and I didn't realize this when you are making your schedule for, because I think a lot of times people, you know, will look at your schedule when you get your, you know, the game schedules of any sport, and you know, you check it out, but you don't realize all the stuff that goes behind the scenes. But I didn't realize you actually meet with the coaches. So you kind of bring the coach in to find
Yeah,
out.
at the end of the year, like when we meet with the coaches and talk to them
Okay.
about the season and stuff, then we also kind of determine if we want to keep the same schedule. If these contracts are up, who do we want to maybe drop and get a different team, different
Okay.
opponent. Of course, that depends on your talent level and all that, and your opponent's talent level as well. You don't want to schedule teams that you know are going to be lopsided games if you
Right.
can help it. You know,
Right,
of course,
right.
your conference games you have to keep, and
Right.
you know, you schedule those, and your area teams that are right around here. You know, we're always going to play Borden, even though they're not a conference team with us, but or West Washington. We're always going to play West Washington, but you know, then like with girls basketball, we played New Albany, we played Floyd, we played Columbus East, and so we want to keep scheduling. So that's the decisions we'll make then, you know, at the end of the year, and you know, make those adjustments if we need to.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice to know. I love the behind the scenes, all the things that are going on. You know, we don't
Yeah.
realize that, and it's pretty awesome. You have to be really good at scheduling too, because you might want, you know, they might be already playing somebody else. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot of
Yeah, sometimes you want to play somebody if they don't have an opening.
Right.
You're only allowed so many games a year.
yeah.
So they may, you know, we may want to pick up Orleans or somebody like that, and they're like, well, our schedule's full, so
Right.
then you gotta, you know, find somebody else. You know, boys basketball, our contract will be up with, we go to Mount Vernon and Evansville Day this year, and so after that, we're not going to play that anymore. So we got to find 2 games in for the following year. So, when we kind of know ahead of time, so we're starting to put feelers out for that. Find people that we can play and fit the schedule of where we need to have an opening and where they have an opening to kind of compromise to make that all work for both schools. So, yeah.
Definitely. A lot of behind the scenes.
A lot of pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the good thing is all the ADs get along really well.
Yeah.
So we kind of work together, and that makes it much better.
Sure, definitely. Well, Taylor, you're not off the hook. We're gonna get to
Now
you right now. Yeah. So let's talk about your high school career. My goodness, what a beautiful career you had, woman. Look at you, girl. I'm telling you, you're kind of a big deal. You know that?
Yes, she is. Yeah.
What a blessing, and I'll let you kind of tell, let's go over your high school career and everything. Tell us about your start.
Well, we'll start with freshman year. I was a freshman and had a lot of good upperclassmen. I was playing with Katie Ernsberger, Brooke Rodewig, Rachel Stewart, a lot of talent on that team. We won sectional my freshman year. It's one of the most memorable days of my life still. Just very honored to get that. And then sophomore year, went to Paoli, kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but in junior year, a real heartbreaker. We played Providence at Henryville and lost on a last second, just kind of a heartbreaker. And then, of course, my senior year, after Christmas, we went on this run, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced.
If I remember right, we really struggled up to Christmas.
Yes.
It was oh man, we thought we were having a really good year, and it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, we've got to get this fixed.
Yeah.
And then, come January, I don't think we lost after
Nope.
that. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but at the time, we're like, I know Coach was scratching his head, and, the girls were probably trying too hard, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So, but I'll let you keep it.
Yeah, what was the turnaround?
Well, we went down to Vincent's to play in a holiday tournament down there at Christmas time, and I don't know if that was the first year we started playing that tournament, but there's some very, very good teams that are down there. Vincent's Reveille was really good that year, a 1A school, so we played some really good competition down there, and I think we struggled a little bit, and Coach McBride kind of talked some sense into us, and I think it just really clicked. We had some young talent that year. Isabel Claywell was a freshman that year. I think that was kind of when she stepped into a bigger role after Christmas time, and she really filled some big shoes and stepped up to bat when she needed to. And I just think we, like a flip switch, and we just figured it out.
That's awesome. And so what a run you did.
Yes.
So
yes.
tell me
Yes.
all.
I hadn't won a sectional since my freshman year, and the Providence game is always a little personal to me. I played AAU with a lot of the girls that played for Providence, so I was friends with some of those girls, and you love them, but you want to beat them. And Providence had been rolling for a couple of years too. They went to, I think, semi-state 2 years in a row.
Oh wow.
So they were a team to beat, and Paoli, I remember in that section, I think that might have been the closest game we had in the whole postseason run. They really they gave us a run for our money, and Veronica Judson, that Providence game, I just remember her. I'll always remember that game for her because she stepped up and she hit like a bunch of threes that game, and just unreal performance by her. And then regional, we had to play 2 games in one day. And the things you remember the most, I can't remember, every detail from the game, but in between games we went back to the school, and the team took naps in the Performing Arts Center, and just spent some time together. And then we came out that night, and I don't think we were very highly favored to win that game against South Ripley. They had a lot of talent on that team. So we had the performance of a lifetime that night, and I don't think anybody was really expecting us to pull that one off. And then semi-state, you go in, you play Covenant Christian, you know, in Indianapolis school that, you know, there's a lot of talent in Indianapolis, so we played them. Rachel Stewart had a phenomenal game that game. And then, of course, the state championship. Big stage. It's, yeah, I'll tell everybody that was the best day of my life, and I don't know anything will ever top that, but it was amazing. And just to see the whole town of Pekin up there in the stands, just behind us, and even the whole county, you know, it was amazing. And people always ask, like, when I'm in college, and I always plan to come back here. And they're like, why do you want to go back, like, to a small town, you know, like, after being in Indy for a while, and just the amount of pride that Pekin has is just something you want to stay in.
I love that. Yeah, that was huge. I get chills just listening to you talk about it. I mean, you know what I mean? That was so exciting. And, you know, on the way up to Indy, watching all of you said it right, all the county. I mean, like, everybody. Yeah. I mean, we all came. Yeah. I mean, we were all rallied for you. I mean, and it was just so awesome. And you guys, what was the song? I thought I'll never forget it.
Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Yes.
It was like these buttons were just, as soon as they were pushed, you guys were on.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah.
When that band would start that up, I mean, you guys were just like, it was it was almost just like the universe, everything just came together. It just all clicked.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I don't know why it happened, but don't know how it happened really, but I'm glad
it happened. Yeah. I would have to say those were just like, in hearing you tell, I'm so happy you tell the story. I wanted to hear the story. I love stories.
Yeah.
And I was there, but I like to hear it from, you know.
Well, I think one thing that struck me, and Scott, you probably are used to this, but when you're telling your story and about your career, I think it's so telling to hear your unselfishness, that you mentioned other players and other people and their talent and ways they excelled and stepped up, instead of your story being, well, I did this or I did that.
That's
and
why
I
that
think,
team was
I think
so
that's
good.
a testament to what
Yeah.
brought all of that together.
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah,
You know?
it's very important. And you know, the one thing she didn't tell that I'm gonna brag about is she ended up being the Mental Attitude Award winner.
Yeah.
So.
Which is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
That is huge. Yeah.
That is
she's not talking. Yeah.
That's the most prestigious award as an individual you can get in the state, in my mind.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I for a long time, I got up on that stage and just the emotions.
Yeah.
And I cried. I was just overwhelmed with joy. And for about a year after, Rachel Stewart would send me videos of myself up on the stage.
I love that.
Just while I was a mess. And I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, we were a mess for you. I mean, we were so proud of you. That was so cool. Now, what was the famous when who was it that jumped on their dad?
That was Savannah.
Yeah,
that was Savannah.
That was so cool. That was so awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought, and everybody, but you know, even like early on, like to talk to you guys, you could never have told who was a freshman, who was a sophomore, who was a junior. You guys were a unity. You were a team.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back, I mean, this was a team. I mean, you didn't have usually there's a difference, you know.
Yeah.
But you guys were just across the board, everybody was a part of this team.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't, I just think, looking back on that team and then taking what I learned there into college, and you just don't appreciate you don't appreciate your role players that step up as much. Like Veronica, you know, I don't know how many points she averaged during the season, but like that team couldn't have done what it did without her and Holly Perlee. I always brag on Holly. I always brag on Holly because
really, really good and got us over the hump.
Yeah, exactly. You have players, and obviously Rachel was phenomenal, but you have players that step up in times when, you know, like Holly Perlee, hit a bank shot in the semi-state game, and when those kind of players that you don't expect to make the huge difference, when they come in and they do things like that, it just, you step back and you look, and those are the kind of things that made all the difference.
It was a good chemistry. The chemistry was perfect.
Yes.
Yes. It was just great. Well, I'm so glad you shared that memory, and I'm sure for anybody that's new that missed it, I'm glad you shared that. But also for us that were there, and there were so many of us there, they were like, that day. So that was awesome. So, okay, so you've been in Indianapolis for a little while. You were wandering in the desert.
Literally.
So we come back home.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
And tell everyone you have accepted a position at Eastern.
Yes, as the new varsity head coach for the girls program. Yes, just official about a week ago.
Yeah, I was so proud to do that. Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you.
So is that like, are you excited, a little nervous? How do you feel?
Man, both.
Do you feel like you need to go to Disney World? I mean,
both. It's been a dream of mine to take that position. I didn't expect to be taking it at 23, but I'm very grateful. I think I'm very appreciative for Scott and Darren Ferris and Mr. Stockdale. They've just showed me a lot of support, and I feel very welcomed, and I feel confident that I'm going to have them behind me, and so that means a lot.
Yeah, I think and to be a high school basketball coach in Indiana, you're kind of a big deal.
Well, it's
that's a huge deal, actually.
Yeah.
And to come home.
Yeah. I know it's a big deal, but like I heard a coach from like another state, and he said that's every coach's dream is to be a high school basketball coach in Indiana. And I was like, like we're here and we just didn't realize, you know what I'm saying?
It's a different world. I mean, it really is. And my old high school coach from northern Indiana, he ended up going back to his hometown in West Virginia. And I asked him one time, I said, what's the difference? Because you always hear Indiana basketball. He said, you can run a play in Indiana, and the second time you run it, the kids already know what's going on, the other team. He says, I can run the same play 4 or 5 times in West Virginia, and the coach hadn't even picked up on it yet. He said, that's the difference, is the kids just get it, and the coaches obviously get it. And in other states now, this was several years ago, but it's like, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And so it is a big deal to be in Indiana and be able to coach basketball. And, there's a lot of challenges with it, a lot of responsibility with it. But we've got a lot of confidence in Taylor that she'll do a great job. I think looking back, probably any head coach, when you first get a head coaching job, you think you're ready for it. And then you don't realize all the stuff that has nothing to do with the X's and O's that you have to do, ordering equipment, and just all that stuff, talking on the radio, all that stuff takes your time, along with your elementary program, your middle school program, and overseeing all that stuff. That's the challenging part, and she'll do a fine job, and we'll help her out with that as she gets going. But we've got a lot of confidence in her, and we're not worried about her X's and O's at all. I mean, she had a great college career, so she learned a lot from that, and she'll bring new ideas and new things to the table from that standpoint.
So when you talk about wanting to come home, or you dreamed about this job, and now it's here, a little earlier than you expected, but what are some of the top 2 or 3 things about going back home and about being the head coach at Eastern is the icing on the cake?
Well, I would say, I'm going to quote Michael Gillen here. We were talking the other day, and he was like, he was the boys coach for a while, and he ran into some health problems, and he was like, I could probably leave and go find another coaching job, but why would I want to make a difference at another school when this is my hometown? And I want to be someone that makes a difference at Peak, and I think that really hit home with me, and I agree with that. And seeing these girls that were like the seniors now on the team, Kaylee McKinley, she, I remember when I was in high school, she was in Biddy Ball, and she was just the spunkiest little, like, this little girl, and just, you know, a little bull in the china shop, and so it's just crazy to see these girls, and that I coached Biddy Ball when I was in high school, and they were in elementary school, and now they're seniors, and so it's, the full circle is cool.
Yeah, no doubt. So, well, we know you're a good leader. Your leadership roles, which is important, as coaching, and also you are a good problem solver, if you will, because I'm sure there's going to be, and I think your youth actually brings that to that. You've got the energy, definitely, and also you can relate to, and I think this is fantastic. When I heard of it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. The universe just could explode. It's so good, So going back to some of the things that, like, as the head basketball coach, you kind of, speaking about the feeder program, you also, the cool thing about the varsity basketball coach is they kind of work with the other ones to get them to what you're wanting when they hit varsity level. So what have you started working on that, or am I pushing the envelope too quick here?
No, well, look.
I mean, I know this is all going through your mind.
I know, it is.
I can't even imagine. That's all night long thinking. Okay.
Yes. Yep, you're right. I think, well, right now, we're losing 8 seniors this year.
Oh, wow.
So, a lot of seniority, and, so there's big shoes to fill with the 8th graders coming up. We want them to be as prepared as they possibly can be, because
no pressure.
No pressure, yeah, no pressure. But we're losing half the team next year, and so it's big in my mind to get, especially those 8th graders this year. Somebody and Scott and Tom Cullen give the head coach a lot of freedom for the middle school coaches. So it's important to me to pick somebody for those middle school programs that's going to prepare them for what I want to do with them in the high school. And that way you're not spending all summer teaching the things that, the little things that you can get them more honed in on varsity basketball. So
definitely. Everybody working together.
Yeah.
That's great communication. You want, if you're going to be, how your coaching style is how you want everybody to be on the same page.
Right.
And everybody working together. I always quote Gladiator. Remember when everybody, put their back together and work together,
yes.
right? That you come out, come out swinging. Come out dribbling. But no, and that's good to know. I mean, that's a big. I mean, 8 people or 8. 8 seniors. That's a lot. Yeah. And thinking about that, I love that. Thinking about that, I don't think a lot of times we realize what all goes into that thought. Thinking we got to get these 8th graders mature and get them, because that's a big difference from 8th grade to freshman.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a huge year of growth. All of this is, everybody's trying to, from middle school to high school is a huge,
Yes, it is. It's a faster pace of play, and a lot of times, the girls just come in and they're a little stunned in the summer by the speed of play, but they do a good job about adjusting. And I think the middle school coaches that we do have, they do a good job at,
I think so. Getting them ready.
Yes.
And getting them, yeah. But I still, I think that's, and also, when you have a big team, a large team, and you have so many different personalities.
Yeah. It's I spent the summer with the girls, kind of coaching the JV a little bit, and just it's funny to see. They crack me up. They're funny and they're full of personality, and I think that's important. And I think all the different personalities is important too. I think each person plays a key role, and so
yeah. Well, I think what I love about sports in general, and Scott as a program director. That's my world. Sorry, athletic director. You realize this because what's going on here? When they graduate, okay, they're going to have teammates. I mean, they're going to have people, you know, if they work at Walmart, if they work at Eastern School Corporation, if they work at WSLM, you're going to have Brads, you're going to have Taylors, you're going to have Scotts, you're going to have Beckys. Everybody, that's what I always used to tell my girls this. A team, you're learning different personalities and to respect each other.
Right.
And actually, what they bring to the table, that uniqueness, is what makes it really awesome.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Having that
Yeah,
person
for sure.
that, like, is going to be a little bit lighter, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, like, we're in a tense moment, right? Well,
Yeah.
having that person that, you know, maybe is a little more tenser or a little more, you know, we got to get this together. Maybe that's your leader. You know,
Yeah.
maybe, you know,
Yeah.
it's so awesome. And these are life skills that they're learning that, you know, and then you learn also on some of these tournaments that some people are not morning people. Some
Yes.
people are the ones on the way
Yeah.
home at midnight singing.
Yes.
You know, and the rest of them,
Yes.
you know, you're going like, stop. You know what I mean? You have,
Yeah.
right? You have
Yes.
those, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I wouldn't be that late night singing that everybody would be screaming at. I'd be
Yeah.
that early morning that everybody's obnoxious with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm wired that way.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Full on.
I would be bugging him so bad. I would not let Brad go to sleep. No, we are going to sing, okay?
I'm
We have
a good morning
99 more
person.
bottles.
I'm not a late person.
We have
but
99 more bottles to
I
get
know.
off that wall,
I
okay?
know,
So
I
we are
know.
not.
It's like
we are
after
not-
one, it's like stop.
No,
you know?
no. But anyway, did you learn that? And you learn personalities, you learn to respect each other, and you learn to work together.
Yes.
For the common goal, for the ultimate goal is for that win.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or, if not the win, a rebuilding, too.
Yes.
And, you know, a win's awesome. That's what's the ultimate. Yeah. But also, just like when you see improvement.
Yes.
And I think what's exciting, and I know in coaches, from that first game to the last,
Yes.
that growth.
That's what you want to see, is the growth and the development, both as far as talent and abilities, but also just how the team comes together for that, like you said, that common bond and that common goal of putting your team first. Because that's a life lesson. Like you said, no matter where you work, you're gonna have teammates there that you've got to have that same common goal of. Here at Eastern, it's to educate kids, and so you know, we all have different backgrounds and all, but we have one common goal, and that's what athletics can do, is kind of help teach that, and that's really the ultimate goal as far as coaches, is teaching life lessons. So, and I think that's really, really important. But it is neat to see from the start of the season till the end how much you improve and how much teams come together, and you know, that's satisfying from a coach's standpoint.
Definitely. Well, and then going off for a while, that gave you another perspective of how kind of other people do things too. Was that a big growth for you too?
Yeah, I think you pick up things from everybody you interact with, and at the college level, it's a little more tense, you know. But there are definitely things that I learned from Coach McBride that I want to implement. There are things that I learned from my coach at Indy that I want to implement, and I think having that two people to learn from. I mean, the more the merrier, you know. Absolutely. It gives you room to decide, you know, what really fits with who's on the team, you know, what's going to work this year. So, yeah.
And it seems like in Scott, Brad, and I can always, and I'm sure Taylor, you too, there's that one coach that's always in your head, no matter what age you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah.
that one saying or action that the coach made.
Yeah.
There's always something that you remember in life, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and I think you pick up things from other coaches, some of your opponents, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, Taylor will find out too that as coaches we compete against each other, and on game night we don't really like each other, but we're also pretty good friends, and we help each other out a lot.
Right.
With the exchange of film, but also just picking each other's brains and what do you do in these situations, or how do you handle this situation. And throughout my career here, I was real fortunate to, well, I feel like I had some really good friends that, you know, you kind of you know, pick each other's brains and talk to each other about things, and you know, Hank and I had some real knockdown dragouts, but we also, what do you do in this situation? How do you handle this? You know, and that helps when you know others are kind of going through some of the same things and the good times and the bad times, and you just kind of, we really kind of lean on each other, even though we compete against each other.
And there's not those boundaries, in our community, Washington County, you may be coach at Eastern, but you have family and friends at Salem, West Washington,
Right.
and it suddenly doesn't become, well, I'm only going to talk to the people that support
Right. No, you don't.
me
Yeah.
and my school
Right.
or friends
Yeah.
with, because and it's always good. It's always good, and this is my opinion, but it's always good that if you're at Eastern, for example, and you have family members or friends that are maybe at Salem or West Washington or Borden, and they normally have those shirts on, that they come and they support you, and they're
Right.
genuinely happy for you.
Right.
And I think that's another thing that makes our small communities unique too.
It really is,
The
yeah.
best of the best.
Yeah, we're big rivals, but we're also, after the game's over, we're back to being good friends, and
We've seen it like in things like tragedies or like
Right,
where we all
exactly.
come together to
Right.
really support each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't outgive Washington County.
No.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
totally
pretty
all,
pretty close knit group.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Taylor, I didn't know when it was going to start, but I figured it was going to happen. So, and can you guess who this question is from? Okay. Will we see any zone defenses this year? Who do you think who would text me that question?
My dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know when he'd start texting me.
Yeah.
But I knew I was watching my phone and
Yeah. Yeah.
Les Drury out there.
Yes.
What a proud daddy. I
Yeah.
love that. You got a
Oh,
good
he's-
dad. You got a good mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You're
They're very supportive
They are-
of
you're
her,
very
their kids, but
I
Yeah.
know.
of the school corporation,
I
and
know.
they're
Yeah.
they're
They're-
top notch.
they're
We're
fantastic.
glad to have them.
They are.
I think
Yeah.
Dad might be a little more excited than I am.
No.
Sure, it doesn't matter how big you get, Dad always gets to give you that gig.
That's right.
He always gets to,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like,
Yes,
well,
yeah.
you wouldn't be anything if
Yeah.
it wasn't for
Oh,
your
yeah.
own dad, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
But how great is that you've got that,
It is. It is. And I'll never forget my mom. She's always been, the biggest fan in the
Oh,
gym.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I'll never forget when we were at Providence, we won sectional. The teams, gets in the middle of the floor and we're jumping around, and then my mom just comes out there. The only fan that comes out of the stand, she's out there in the huddle. I look over and go, oh, what are you doing out here?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think your dad was thinking the same thing. What are you doing out there?
Hey, leave her alone.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. I don't. Well, she feels that. You have to give a lot of.
You can't tell a mom no.
Oh,
It's
no,
ridiculous.
no, you don't.
It's just like,
no.
And
Well,
moms can get by with that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And how awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's a part of the team too.
Oh, yeah.
Who's there all the time,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's doing the laundry? Who's making sure that you
Yeah.
have food to pour or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to give a lot of kudos to anyone, grandparents,
Yeah.
parents that are helping out on this.
Yeah.
So she had a right. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
she's
Oh, yeah.
right in there to get
Yeah.
that
No
out.
one's going to tell her to.
That's right.
No
Yeah.
one's going to tell her to
Love
leave.
that. Love that. Well, so are you going to answer your dad's question?
Well,
Are you going to tell him just wait and see?
Yeah, you have to come to ball games so you
yeah,
can see.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I really liked a lot of McBride's man-to-man principles. There's a lot of things I want to carry over, and I'm a big, if it's not broke, don't fix it type gal. But there are some adjustments I want to make, and even my senior year, he toyed with a little bit of zone, and of course we never played in zone. Just wasn't what he did, and it worked. So, but I'll be interested to see, and I think a lot of times, McBride made the man-to-man work every year. He made the man-to-man work, whatever team, whatever athletes he had on the team, and I think I'm a little interested in seeing how, some teams are just good at playing zone. Some athletes are good at playing zone. Providence always has athletes as good as playing zone, and I just think you gotta tailor your offense, your defense to what's going to make the team successful. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. You might see a little bit of zone this year.
I think that's a big key at the high school level is, coming out of college, Taylor, her coach, they pick people that fit her style. So you can have a style, and then at the college level, and then you go recruit those kids that can play that style.
Yeah.
And at high school, you get what you get, and then you got to kind of adapt your style to, for what fits your kids.
That's a good. That's a good. Food for thought. That's exactly right.
You got 5 guards, and you probably don't want to walk the ball to the floor. So then that year, you're going to probably play a little more full court stuff. And so, so she'll make good adjustments.
Well, and you got to do it your way.
Yeah.
I love that. Frank Sinatra said, "Do it your way."
Yeah.
Exactly right. No, we're supporting you. We want to see you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you working like on like plays and stuff? Have you been? Has your mind? Where are you at? Like on all that?
Well, I think I'm very excited. I'm excited for the X and O's. I'm seeing the team play this summer in the summer ball. I've got a few adjustments I want to make, and the girls have been very. I'm excited for this girl. 8 seniors, so you got a lot of maturity on the team. I feel very blessed that they'll be able to adapt with me, and whatever I decide, I think they'll be very quick on learning, and so I'm excited for that. So
it's probably going to set a good tone, a good mood.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 8 seniors that are, they probably are like, mature, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's probably good for the younger classrooms to see that, see that, and also see that leadership.
Yes.
And to realize
Absolutely.
to jump in those roles.
Absolutely.
The leadership roles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So have you started practice yet, or is it too early yet?
Not yet. I think we can start some preseason stuff at the end of this
They
month.
get to start their, what they call limited contact, the 29th.
Okay.
And so they can go, girls basketball, they can go 3 days a week for 2 hours at a time. And so, she can start, and then at that point they can practice and put in what they want and do some things like that. The key is getting them all there, because some play volleyball and different things. So, that's always a challenge at that point in time.
But
it really doesn't start till, mid-October,
Yeah.
when they officially start. Late October, somewhere like that.
The pumpkin spice season.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody, we all start thinking about, school and, and fall and everything, right?
All right.
And school starts earlier now, so you kind of a little bit of a difference. And of course, we have many other sports that are going strong right now, from volleyball to football. Let's see here,
Boys
tennis. I was going to say
girls,
tennis, yeah.
Girls golf,
Girls golf, yes.
Yeah.
cross country.
Cross country.
Yeah.
God love those runners. I miss the.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a coach that just would always, Becky, you're going to go for cross country, and I was a sprinter, but they were like, oh, come on, go out for cross country. And I remember I was just thinking, I did do a few practices. I died.
Yeah.
You really.
It couldn't be me. I know that.
It's just. I mean. I just want to just go out there and say, you're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're doing it, but you're doing a good thing.
I ran 3 years in high school, and there were a lot of fun memories, but I didn't get in shape for basketball. I didn't put my whole heart into it.
Definitely
Yeah,
yeah.
But, and we had some success as a team, but boy, there was some miserable days too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I did it like a practices. I never competed because, poor Salem would never have stood. I would not have got a point for Salem. Let me see. Is she in? Is she going to come in tonight? If we got a flashlight, we're looking for Becky. No, you got to give me Jesus.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I got the
Yeah.
cross country when you say that. Oh, bless their heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
Good for them. Anyway, so it's going to be an exciting year, and congratulations for getting the new role, and we're excited to see, and everybody I think is super excited. And we know, and Scott Taylor is very modest, but we know she could have gone other places. So
Right.
what a blessing to get her back here.
It is a blessing to have her back here.
And also when you have someone that loves what they
Right.
loves their school.
She's definitely a Musketeer, has been, and always will be.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're proud to have her back and leading the girls basketball program, and we've got a lot of confidence in her, and we know she'll do a good job and make good decisions, and lead us on. So,
For sure. So how's school going so far? What are we at, 3 weeks in? Are we something like that? Or are we 4? Time goes by so fast.
2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, it does go
How's
by
it going?
fast. So far, good. I think, we, seems like we're off to a good start. We got a new lunch system down there, and it seems to be going well. The kids have, seem like they've accepted that, and they like it better, and it seems like they're eating, more kids are eating now, and, I think class-wise, things are going well, from what I hear. So, athletic-wise, we're just now getting started with stuff. Volleyball played last night, played Brownstown, and in all honesty, we hung in there. I think the third set was 25-19. So, of course, Brownstown's kind of the marquee of volleyball, and so we felt like we competed pretty good and did some good things, and obviously got some things to work on. So that got started. Tennis started last night as well, and then I think cross country starts tonight, and so yeah, we're off. No, tomorrow night. So we're off, and we've got a volleyball tournament. The county tournament's at Eastern this Saturday.
Okay.
Starts at 9:30, and then we've got a tennis tournament too at Eastern Saturday. So yeah, so busy Saturday.
Don't you love it though, as an athletic
Oh
director,
yeah,
seeing
it's
everything
fun.
just going, and what
It
a
is
beautiful campus you have. I mean,
Yeah, and it's under construction right now, so it's a challenge. The side parking lot between baseball and tennis, it's shut off. So I guess the tennis people are just going to park in the grass, above.
We'll find places.
So we'll find someplace.
Never underestimate a parent's
That's
ability to find a
exactly
spot.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll find somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, everything's off and going, and it's fun to watch kids compete. We had the football scrimmage last Friday at home,
Yeah.
and so had a pretty decent crowd there.
Kick off the season Friday
Yeah.
with the county rival.
Yeah,
we
this
had county
is gonna be
rival to start
exciting.
with, and at West Washington. So they always do a good job of hosting as well. And
I said go hungry. Remember, they grill out there at West Washington.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, and
we do at ours. At our
I know you
homes,
do.
too.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Actually, Wes and Mikey,
I
they
was
do the
gonna say,
grilling before they go get on the radio. So,
Yeah.
a lot of good
Yes,
fun
you
things.
do.
So,
You sure do. Yeah, they do a great job. Yeah, Mikey does. I love our sports announcers. They do a wonderful
they do an excellent
are
job,
good.
and they do so many things.
Oh.
Both those guys do so many things behind the scenes.
They
Like I said, they
do.
grill. They, hey, what do you need done? I mean, it's
I know.
Wes, he comes up and helps paint the field.
Oh, they're just-
When they're available. It's just
Yeah.
they're just those behind the scene guys that you have to have if you get things done.
Yeah.
And whether their kids are playing that sport, it's like, well, I mean, they're in it, and if
Absolutely.
they can help out, they help out. And I consider them both really good friends, and I'm really glad to have them on our side.
They're gold. They're gold to me.
Right.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
even begin to say how appreciative I am.
Right.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
great. Yeah, and they're a lot of fun too.
Yeah, they
Their
are.
personalities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch, their heads are gonna swell. It's
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad. But anyway, well, congratulations, Taylor, and we're so proud of you, and can't wait to see what is going on. Please remember, though, after the ball game, I know
Yeah.
you're going to be you're going to be very popular, but remember, my guys are going to want to interview you.
I got you.
That'll be
I got
interesting.
I
Having
know,
Wes
I
interviewing
know.
Taylor
Yeah.
after a ball game.
He's gonna be a little harsh.
I was going to say,
Why'd you do it? Why did you run that zone defense?
He's going to be on the radio saying, well, the question is she going to run
Yeah.
this on defense?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll put Mikey in between you.
Yeah.
That just is, I love passion, and I tell you right now, and I say this, I love a coach that is, I mean, I'm not saying, and I know Scott's going to be like, Maggie, I know technicals are not supposed to happen, but I love a coach that goes to bat or goes to, for their team.
Mm-hmm.
When they feel like their team got that raw deal or was not fair.
Don't throw the chair.
No, don't throw the chair. But I do have to say, I love because this is your, I'm going to use this, I always use the shepherd chief. They know your voice out of everybody. And you are protecting, and this is your team, and you're going to become, you're going to be with them all the time.
Yeah.
So I love a passionate coach. I know, I mean, I love when I can name some that just absolutely make me just, when they start firing up, I just love it. I'm like, go get them. You know what I mean? I know the black and white people are like, and I'm talking about the referees. I'm not tickled about that.
Yeah.
But I do love that. And Scott, I'm sorry. Scott,
Hey, that's all right. You know, she'll spend more time with them than their parents.
Yeah,
will, you know, once the
you
season starts.
do.
Yeah.
You do that, yeah. And especially now, everything's so competitive. Everybody's just so much into that, you know, in doing that. And so I do love the passion. Well, it's just like Brad would goes to bat for his associates, you know, right?
I do.
And I go,
Very important.
Yeah, and I do, yeah. So I think that's good. You know, very good. So anyway, exciting. So we'll see what Taylor does.
Excited. I'm excited.
You should be. Scott Newcomb, keep up the great work over at Eastern School Corporation, all that you do, and getting all those schedules together and sweating on making sure the game is on, going on.
Well, we appreciate everything you guys do and the coverage you give us, and you know, it's we really do. We appreciate all that.
Well, we're very proud of your school corporation.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do great things there, and a lot of times, you know, we talk about this all the time. You guys are the trailblazers for a lot of great things. So that's pretty awesome school.
Thank you.
Sure. Bradley Gilbert, keep up the great work at Walmart. Keep dropping those prices, lowering those prices.
Yeah.
We love that.
We like that.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
rolling them back.
Yeah, one thing I do, not as a downer, but you know, gas prices are still, even though they're dropping, they're still pretty high. One thing that we have that a lot of places don't is we have an actual Walmart fuel center here. So as a Walmart Plus, you get, you know, free perks with online orders and things like that. But 10 cents a gallon with the Walmart Plus membership, it averages out to be less than $9 a month for an entire year. But you can save $9 a month in gas alone. It's just a good thing. So I just like to throw that out there because we're times are tough and it makes a difference. Every cent you save makes a difference.
Absolutely. Very good. I appreciate you reminding us of that.
Yep.
That's a good reminder for sure. All right, well, let's go have some custard, okay?
Yeah.
Today's custard day, right? Let's go find
Yeah.
some custard. Bradley, you want to thank our sponsors?
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Blackside Associates, Dr. Gun, and Fox Really Wealth Management.
All right, and thank you to our for Education Wednesday and Eastern School Corporation, Beautiful School Corporation, for coming in and sharing your wonderfulness and letting us know all of the X's and O's. For sure. Don't forget Coach's Corner tonight at 7 o'clock, and you'll be hearing from our famous Luke Dean will be calling in on that, too. Of course, Jeremy Lowry, and of course, Blair Thompson. So tune in for that. All right, have a great Wednesday. Thank you. The area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Louder Than Life is back September 22nd through the 25th. 4 stages, over 90 bands with the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Give it away, give it away, give it away.
9 Inch Nails, Slipknot, with Alice in Chains, Bring Me the Horizon, Shinedown, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Incubus, Evanescence, Tenacious D, and many more. Go to louderthanlifefestival.com for all lineup and ticket information.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice. The summer heat is upon us. When working outdoors, make sure and stay hydrated. Also check on your neighbors who are homebound. Consider donating a fan or window unit to those who are without. Our family at Hoosier Uplands wishes you a safe summer.
Big park, bigger fun, bigger smiles. Beach Bend Park. There's classic amusement rides for all ages. The famous Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster, daily shows, games, mini golf, and more. Soak up some sun, and take the plunge in Splash Lagoon Water Park with wave pool, lazy river, interactive play area, and exhilarating water slides. Or relax in your own private cabana rental. Purchase tickets online and save on one-day admission. Or have twice the fun with a 2-day play pass for $49.99. Active, retired, and veteran armed forces always receive free admission with a valid, non-expired military ID and get a discount for accompanying family members. For bigger fun all summer long, come to Beach Bend Park, where the parking, tubes, and sunscreen are free. For park hours, to book a birthday party, purchase tickets, or a season pass, visit beachbend.com.
Louder Than Life is back September 22nd through the 25th. 4 stages, over 90 bands, with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, 9 Inch Nails, Slipknot, Kiss, Louder Than Life, Louisville, Kentucky. Bigger and better than ever. With Alice in Chains, Bring Me the Horizon, Shinedown, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Incubus, Evanescence, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Papa Roach, Tenacious D, Rock, plus so many more. Roll. Louder Than Life. Rock and roll. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 9 Inch Nails, Slipknot, Kiss, Rob Zombie, Shinedown, and so many more. Go to louderthanlifefestival.com for all lineup and ticket information. See you in September at Louder Than Life.
Please leave a message at the beep.
Hey, it's fun. Remember me? Miss you, buddy. Look, I know it's been a minute, but we gotta get the fan back down to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. They've got 3 of the top 5 water coasters in the world. Remember getting soaked on Mammoth and Cheetah Chase? Or screaming down monster roller coasters like Thunderbird and Voyage? Tickets are still at holidayworld.com. Oh, the kids want to say something. Go ahead.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over the past 40 years, I've bought over 3,000 houses without using my money or credit and taught thousands to do the same. Today, even in a virtual environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, or other costly entanglements, and build huge cash flow and wealth without the hassle.
Conservative, heterosexual, gun-toting, football-loving, evangelical Christian white men. In other words, the 2 most dangerous men in America, Rick and Bubba.
Randy Lauer coming to you from the No Name Studio. On the bleeding edge of technology, Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, the Team Rick and Bubba, all here ready to go. Wednesday Bible study back today. Look for it on the Rick and Bubba YouTube channel at noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern, walking through the book of Genesis, now 8 months in. Today, chapter 31, I believe. So that'll be going on today. It'll be archived soon after to our podcast and YouTube channel for you to watch or listen to if you so desire on your own time. Also, welcome back for Randy Lauer. There he sits, rocking mic number 2 for 28 plus years now. There's Bill Bubba Bussy. Great glad to be here. Thank all of you for joining. I wish you were singing that part. Our almost daily Elon Musk update.
Here comes the money.
Hey!
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
There's your laughing area. Bubba,
Rick, did you know that Tesla was working on a humanoid robot?
I did not know, and I don't like it. I don't like humanoid robots. I feel like sometimes that I'm riding through town screaming about Paul Revere and no one listens, but everybody has disregarded my warnings about animals, and I don't know how many more people have to be run over by buffaloes, but y'all stop trying to get your picture made with them. But Humanoids, I got a problem with because I just have seen too many movies, and at some point they always become problematic.
Well, Elon Musk was talking about their robot called Optimus. And he said eventually, when they get it to scale, that it will cost less than the car, and that people will buy them as birthday presents for their parents within a decade.
Within a decade?
Within a decade.
Of when
Now,
they're
said
available.
The robots are intended to replace humans in repetitive, boring, and dangerous tasks. They will eventually serve millions, handling tasks like cooking, mowing lawns, and caring for the elderly. The price should come down in the future as they build them to scale, and as he said, eventually cost them less than a car. Adler, can you find any video of that online? Because I saw some out there the other day.
You saw some humanoids?
You know, the fact again, this is Elon pushing the edge of the envelope.
But will it try to make decisions for food for you? Like, no, I'm sorry, you've already had too many calories today.
Now the Honda robot we saw when we were at CES a few years ago, and it was old news then. So that's old stuff. This one, I don't know how Hyundai says it, but you've seen it do a lot of things. Now the Tesla robot is going to be even more. It's going to look. It's a whole lot more human than the other.
Oh, those are the ones. The more human they look, the more dangerous
the scary they are.
Dangerous. I'll use the word dangerous. I'm telling you. Yeah. I mean, do you not?
Are there going to be like male and female? I know we can't discuss that these days.
No, that's not allowed. We don't even let human beings.
But like, what if one of them was a male and he did all the drilling, and the female did like, you know, Greg would say like the dishwasher. You, Greg said it. Told me to pray.
So you're even going to be a robot?
I'm just saying.
So
I'm going to take one to my parents and drop it off.
It says the Optimus robot is set to debut on AI Day on September the 30th.
That's a person, not a robot. That's Bubba doing the robot.
This is at the Tesla event where they unveiled it, but
we don't. Look,
look.
That ain't no robot.
I don't think they have a working prototype yet.
That's what it's going to look like.
Greg thinks that's real.
I wish it was that. Well, you know, but you know what? Picture this, like yesterday's story. No, I'm sorry, Miss Burgess, you did not have the ESPN news.
Right. You make the progress. Well, we're here in the middle of Elon. Elon Musk admits he's not buying Manchester United, and his tweet claiming so was only a joke.
Yeah, he sent that tweet out yesterday.
Again, you throw anything. You know,
he's having too much fun with Twitter.
Wow, it's going to be 5. It's going to be super tall. It's going to be 5'8".
What? So Manchester United is not that's not true.
They just have a little fun. But think about his kind of money, Rick. Would you buy a sports team right away? Would that be stop number one?
If I had his kind of money, I would buy soccer and shut it down.
The whole league.
The whole league.
So would you buy?
Man, screw that person. Shut the whole thing down. I said I just bought soccer and I put it in landfill.
Would you buy an NFL team?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't? Good enough?
If you had to buy a professional sports team, what would you buy?
I have to buy one?
You have to buy.
Well, I'm going to buy football.
Yeah, I'd buy NFL.
I don't even care about
what team? Dallas Cowboys.
I would buy, I want to buy the Packers, but I don't think I would go over well in Wisconsin.
Well, it's a lot of holding games at the cold.
I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to buy the Cleveland Browns.
All right, you probably get a heck of a deal.
I get a heck of a deal, and I turn that thing around.
I think
that's an easy turnaround. Here comes summer, brother. We know you're the Viking.
Well, no, I don't want to waste money.
Yes,
no, it would be a major overhaul. That's for sure. The Cowboys, the Falcons, Tampa Bay, any of the teams in the South, I think would be good with that. The Dallas Cowboys is just, that's good.
How much did Jerry?
What do you think
profit today? When he first bought, you remember the numbers?
Yeah.
Hey,
and now
what I'm doing, you know how you have to kind of warm up. I actually bought the Birmingham State.
You buy the iron.
I was going to buy the World Game, so I can afford that.
Right.
Can't wait.
Right.
Was that story accurate? Guys, Jerry bought them for $150.
which is a,
Now they're worth $2 billion.
you remember that $2 billion? How cheap he got that? How cheap? You remember when Dr. Lehman was trying to buy the Vikings, about $250.
I tell you what,
$50 million.
I tell you what I would
And
do.
they got outbid Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
And his wife tied his assets up in a divorce.
That was good.
He what? Tied his assets up in a divorce.
Understand? He bought him in '89.
And that includes a lot.
He bought him in '89, and that then was a record. So
Yeah.
here's what I would do. I would buy the Raiders because they have the coolest uniform. I would buy the Raiders. We're out of Las Vegas.
Get your haircut.
I'm gonna bring them to a really, really happening southeastern city that doesn't have a team. Okay, I'm gonna look at Birmingham would be one I would look at. I'm gonna look for some others. Maybe something in South Carolina. I might look for Charleston. I'm gonna look around over there. I'm gonna look over at Louisville. I'm gonna look around at some southeastern